The last 2 or 3 weeks have been very interesting globally. There's been an energy of suicide and death wish or self-destruction that has been permeating the collective consciousness. And because you are sensitive and because you are open, you will naturally start to feel feelings that aren't authentic to you. Okay? So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. Because actually, when you're feeling things that are out of the context of your life, they're not yours. Okay? So for example, I had a dream a couple of days ago, or at the height of this whole wave of this death wish, suicidal kind of energy rolling through. And I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the impending perpetual lockdowns, the impending perpetual COVID that never goes away, the economy. I think there's just a lot of people out there that have just given up. They've just given up. They just don't know what to do. And the thing that you have to understand is that human beings aren't prepared for extended periods of crisis. Yeah? In my case, I went through 2 years of it. And I can tell you that it almost destroyed my family. You know, everyone was suffering from PTSD. My mum was traumatized because my mum had a baby girl before she had me. And so it's bringing everything up for her. And it was a very hard time because I was still traveling and speaking and supporting a global community. And at the same time, trying to make a difference in my own house that I couldn't make, that wasn't mine to make. And I can tell you this because, and I just need you to take a breath. No matter what happens in the world, none of it is your fault. No matter what happens in the life of a person that you love, it's not your fault. You've got to let yourselves off the hook, please, for everything, okay? There is a certain destiny unfolding and there's a certain way of living. So about 2 or 3 days ago, this wave of energy that now I understand why I was in this kind of existential wormhole, culminated in a dream that I had where I walked into my closet and I shot myself with a shotgun. And I've never had thoughts like that. I don't own a gun. I've never had any notion to take my own life. And I just couldn't figure out what was going on. But I've been doing this long enough now to know that when it's out of the context of my life, it's not mine. Does that make sense? When it's out of the context of our lives, it's not ours. Do you see this? When it's out of the context. So for example, like I'm happy. Like I love being with all of you. Like the thought of ending my life is the furthest thing, right? Same thing with emotions. Like if you're in a happy, peaceful, joyful state and sadness arises, maybe that sadness isn't your sadness. Maybe the anger isn't your anger. Maybe it's just what's happening in the collective. And so one way to decipher the difference is to look at it in the context of your life. Is something actually happening in your life that's making you sad? No. Is something actually happening in your life that's making you angry? No. Is something actually happening in your life that's making you afraid? No. So there are feelings that we feel that are a part of the collective expression of being human. And then there are feelings that we feel, right, that are authentic to our experience. Feelings from the past that are making themselves known in the present that we have to bring into the light of our awareness. Okay? And so I just wanted to share that with you because there's this wave that's been kind of rolling through. And I don't know if it's the time of the year. I don't know if it's because we're approaching the holidays. I don't know if it's just the impending nature of lockdowns and just control and myocarditis as a side effect. I mean, I just don't know. Yeah. So every single person is going through it, and we're going through it collectively. Okay? Going through it collectively. All right? And it's important that you recognize what's yours and what you're plugging into from the collective.